welcome back to my ongoing stream theory playthrough of Assassin's Creed 4, where I will play the game live while also providing commentary and analysis as I go. So, we're still in the heart of exploration mode, I suppose we could call it. And I'm looking in the direction of my next main mission here, but I still want to explore on the way there. Leave leave no stone unturned, I suppose. So, let's see. I know I can't do these missions yet, and I'm not entirely sure why, but supposedly later on I will be able to access this stuff, so we'll need to explore that, but I'll probably stop by at these locations. This might be a little too far. I think it's probably more efficient to head up this way first, and go back down, and then through here. So, let's not waste any time. Let's get as much done as possible. Head in the direction. How about, yeah, that one, that's fine. So ultimately, I think I want to while I do enjoy this sailing aspect, you know, the free feeling of the open water. It's an important part of the game, and I think a lot of the reason why people love this game so much is just that the wistful feeling of sailing on the seas is just really enjoyable. At least a lot more enjoyable than like riding on horses in previous Assassin's Creed games. Did I miss a rescue there? Where is it? There it is, okay. Yeah, although like I talked about this last part, it might take longer to travel between relevant locations. I mean, there's a lot of just empty space here. And the only thing you can really do on the open water is attack other ships if you so choose. But you know, despite all that, it's just a really nice feeling. It's freedom. It represents the free, highly romanticized, mind you, romanticized lifestyle of like movie pirates. Right? Yeah, I know. I didn't see that little outstretched portion of the land there, so I accidentally hit this sandbar. That's okay. My ship is equipped for ramming, so I'm fine. But anyway, yeah, while I do enjoy the sailing, while it is a big part of the game, why people like the game, I do want to get to some other stuff here. I mean, spent the last several parts in between main mission. I think that might be a little too much. I'm stretching out how much I can feature, you know, in between episodes. It's okay to have a few parts dedicated to exploration. Return back to the main mission here. Yeah, I'm saying I think it is time to try and get back to the main mission. I want to see what else is going on in the main story really soon. Me, I don't like just going one or the other. I like keeping a balance between side missions, exploration, and the main storyline, the main missions. That way, I stay on course. I stay motivated to play the game. I think a lot of people. This is my guess, but you know, the fact of the matter is, a lot of people, most players, statistically speaking, give up playing the game. They never finish. Some point between the beginning and the end of the game, most players give up, don't complete games. Now, there are a whole number of reasons why, and I don't claim to be an expert on why they would give up, but I think motivation has a lot to do with it. Either the player's just not really caring for what the game has to offer, the story, or whatever missions it has, or perhaps the main motivating moments in the game are just too far between. That's what I'm fearing. Like, there have been cases in the past for me, even though I'm fairly good about completing games where I will give up the game, or not necessarily give up, but I just like giving up implies a conscious decision to say, okay, I'm not going to play this game anymore starting now. It's more like I just move on. I forget about it. And I think that's probably what happens with other people too. A lot of other people, I can assume, are like me, in that when that happens, it is not necessarily a conscious act of I am not going to play this game anymore because like it offends me or something. It's just like I just don't have time for it. You forget about it. Something else gains your attention, and maybe on a conscious level you could say, oh, well, I'm sure I'm going to get back to this game, and then you just never do. So that's probably what happens for a lot of people here. I'm not saying it happens in this game, but you know, in general, when people don't finish a game, which as I said, statistically speaking, is most players. More than 50% of players don't finish games. I wish I could cite a nice stat, cite an actual survey or something like that. Perhaps Steam data. I know there is data out there that supports this. I'm not just pulling this out of my ass here. But because it's the nature of a live show, I can't just like pull that stuff out. I'm commentating totally improvisationally. So I guess I'm worried about that happening with me here. Maybe if I was not streaming the game, maybe I would, leave the game until later and then not come back to it for months, if at all, just because of how far away the main motivating moments of the game are. I mean, I'm not really sure. I mean, I probably can't take that seriously because of how much I enjoy the sailing. So I would say probably not. But, I can't discount that concern, is what I'm saying. I can't discount that concern that I just won't be motivated to really go through. Okay. Apparently it's saying white whale location. Over there, right. Okay, so there's a white whale. Do I want to go after that? Okay, so it's a temporary event. Interesting. So it's like Moby Dick, where the white whale, you're hunting it down. If that's the case, I'm gonna give it a shot. It's probably gonna be the hardest whaling mission in the game. Alright, so dynamic events, that's something we could talk about here. Perhaps after whoa, there it is. Perhaps after I finish this, talk about games that have dynamic events. I'm actually kind of surprised to see dynamic events like this happen. It's something you don't typically see in an Assassin's Creed game.
I see him.
Okay.
That's it, lads! Steady!
Not doing a whole lot of damage to it.
There! He's turning the sea red! The grand shot, Captain! Nice one! Good hit, Captain! Gotcha!
Get him before he snaps that tail!
The grand shot, Captain! Got it!
Done, sir!
Where
Well,
is it?
I just have to keep up this momentum here.
It's gunning for us!
Off we go!
I don't think he likes us, Captain!
Okay.
There he is! Larboard bow! Hang on! We're off! It's weakening!
Oh man, first one I missed.
Good hit, Captain! He don't like that! Ha!
That tail's
Got it!
coming
on this! Pull the rope! This one's
So
dangerous!
I needed to hit this before he would have splashed his tail.
There he is! Larboard bow! Secure the rope! Hang tight! Got it!
Oh no.
Got it! It's weakening!
Get him before he snaps that tail!
Ah, yes! Away, Captain! Steady, man!
This is a mighty battle.
This one's dangerous!
Sighted off the larboard bow!
Tie her down! Hang tight! Give him the iron one more time!
Yeah, he's done for!
Got the white whale first time, but he almost got us. Health was down so low. If I hadn't have upgraded my
Well done, Captain!
my harpooning stuff, then I probably would have been done for. Okay, so I'm heading over here. Guess I'll pick these things along the way. I can also do this, but that one's probably gonna be the most toughest challenge, so I probably won't do that. So, dynamic events. I haven't seen anything like that, I don't think, in previous Assassin's Creed games. I guess it's the nature of the world, that it's so big that they want to make sure you explore it, and dynamic events like that are, I guess, a good way of doing that. Whereas, you know, somewhere in the world, random place, a white whale will appear, and if you're actively exploring, occasionally you will come across it. And I guess, well, the incentive there is, as I said, rewarding exploration. See, one of the things because I've been exploring a lot, one of the things we haven't really seen all that much, I think I did it once before, is the quick travel system, where any place you visited before you can just quickly travel to. No problem. But because I haven't been using that, that's why I can see stuff like the white whale here. Oh, I missed it. Now, I'm not entirely sure how many dynamic events are in this game. They're probably few and far between. I mean, that could very well be the only one, white whale. So, okay, how do I do this? I'm trying to climb up to see if I can get higher, but can't you get that? It's like a puzzle in and of itself. how do you get high enough? I guess the big question I have is how many of these types of events are there? And I'm assuming that they would be rare because of how few of them I've actually seen. There was that community chest, I suppose. That is a dynamic event. How do I get this? What do I have to do? Oh, is it one of those things where you have to like position your ship? Try to get it from the bow? Let me try that. Tricky, I gotta say. The event of dynamic random events like that white whale we saw. I mean, there's not much to say in terms of what they offer. I mean, they offer essentially the same thing as any other mission. This is gonna be tough. Position this correctly. They offer like very similar stuff as what normal missions offer. I wonder. It's not gonna work. I don't think it's gonna let me position it properly. Always gonna be too far away. Alright, so in that case, how the heck do I get this thing? Yeah, it's always gonna, like, back off a bit automatically. But, because of the rarity of those dynamic events, they offer rewards that, you know, that regular missions don't offer. For a limited period of time. Plus, I guess there's the satisfaction factor. If you can take it out. All right, I don't know how to do this. If you can take out complete it, then you get the satisfaction of taking that challenge down. I'm thinking, you know, the white whale being the toughest, not only the toughest but the rarest harpooning mission. Definitely meant to be satisfying takedown. I definitely felt that when I accomplished it. Alright, what if I head at it straight on? Must be how you do it. Not from the side. If I go over that way, then pointed the ship right at it. That's the way I'd have to do it here. From a perspective of design, I would think that, this is my guess, slightly more difficult to create, dedicating more resources to something that the player might not even experience. And that's the big thing for me. From the player's perspective, it's like when you see that rare stuff that most players won't see, you feel like you've accomplished something special. Like your story is personal. Much more personal. Oh man, so close. I think that's the most special thing about the dynamic events like the white whale here. And I say that plural speculatively because I'm not really sure if there are any more. Very well could be the only one there. But not only discovering it, but being able to complete it makes your experience that much more special. Alright, I got a little bit closer. Let's see if we can. I'm spending a lot of time on this, but come on, I gotta go. Already backing off. Ah, got it. Okay. Probably made that more complicated than actually needed to be, but okay. Satisfies my completionist side here. I think I touched upon this in Dark Souls, because Dark Souls a lot of enemies, a lot of locations and secrets, one-of-a-kind enemies in the game that, if you're able to discover them,
You stay safe.
would make your experience
Let's catch some wind, lads.
feel special and a rarity among, you know, among all other playthroughs of the game, like if you consider all other players. I think that carries over here too. Finding something like the white whale, feel like you're one of the few who take the time to explore. It's that satisfaction that is the real reward there, not the resources that you can get from the whale. And I guess final thought on that is I'd hope that there are more things like that. There are more unique, one-of-a-kind things. That is why it would be more difficult from a development side, because you're dedicating resources to something that is only one of a kind in the entire game. So that's why it's not just rare, it's like a small fraction of players are going to be able to see that. Plus side is people who do see it, people who do take on that challenge to complete it, they get an increased value experience, I suppose. They spread the word about the game, makes it feel all that more special. So, right, I have to say I always appreciate it when developers put that unique stuff in the game, like I discussed with Dark Souls when I saw those secrets, those one-of-a-kind areas and enemies you can only really see from exploration and being thorough, exploring the world. And yeah, I'm glad to see that there's some element of that here. Okay, so I think from here on out, alright, yeah, I'll continue exploring. Maybe I will try and finish out this quadrant. I won't explore the next quadrant just yet. I'll save the next quadrant for later, so I'll go here and then go straight for the next mission. That's where I'm going right now. Ship looks like it's free for the taking, but I think I saw before if I try to board it, doesn't work. I guess that's not my kill or whatever. So what's here? Any place to dock here? I don't know. Doesn't really look like much. Yeah, there are only a few things here. It's basically a slightly larger version of those tiny islands. Not necessarily like a settlement. that was an interesting glitch. A dolphin just like got beached on the island essentially. Went right through the water. Okay, try to make this as quick as possible. I want to get to that next mission. I mean, another long text letter. Yeah, it's fairly long. Alright, there is a thing up there. Also a sync point. Oh, I have to get to it from over there. Fly up. So far, my complaint about the collectible stuff, the text and audio diary things. Well, it was originally for audio diary specifically, but I guess been carrying over to the text collectibles as well. All that backstory there, each one seems to be a little too long. Like I think they could have shortened each one. Made them a little bit more digestible, like little snacks worth of exposition, backstory you can digest, rather than these huge, long. Well, they're not that long, but they're long enough to the point where I feel like I want to read them later. I don't want to read them right now. Essentially, what I'm saying is they used to be a paragraph long. And the audio diaries need to be like no longer than a minute. Not like these 10-minute epic things. So these things are far apart. It's unfortunate. The shame about the collectible stuff being essentially TLDR, too long, didn't read. Certainly can't read them on the stream. So far, I have not read all of them. Only read some of them off stream because they're getting to the point where adding together they're building up to be a chore to read. And like what information do they really offer anyway? Essentially what happens is they seem like they might become time wasted if they're too long. Okay, what am I looking for? It was a chest, right? Oh, whoops. I thought it was diving into water here, I guess not. Oh, maybe this is actually part of the environment. Maybe this is like part of this island, actually. Not necessarily an ambient ship. Just happened to... I don't really need the stuff on there. It's not that important to me. Got everything on Florida. Head straight to the next destination here. I won't go too far. I'll go here and then here. I'll save this one for later. So, that in mind, go for that one next. I'm just at this point. I'm quite ready for the next main mission. I'm going to save everything else for later. Sure, anyone else following the playthrough, following the stream, would also agree with me. They want to get to the juicy bits, see something else besides exploration. I think that's totally fine. Also, there's only so much that exploration can, there's only so much I can dig into exploration in terms of commentary. much of my stuff lately has been a little sparse. Well, I've been able to find things to talk about, but feel like they're like the main missions. They're becoming fewer and far between topics, and any stuff in between when I'm discussing is, you know, becoming less and less detailed. They're getting. I'll admit, I'm having more filler. More and more filler is taking up the stream here. So I really want to get to more story, and just from that perspective, from actual talking points. One thing about doing these islands now is that later on they will have already been done. I don't need to visit these islands ever again. So exploration potentially be taken care of later on in the game. On the other hand, like one thing I need to consider, one thing I figure is that there will probably be little to no reason for missions to take place in this part of the world anymore, because we've come here once. Then, like, that is our chance to do our primary exploration. Plus, you know, there are actually, look at the map, there are plenty more places to explore, so that means there are also plenty more places for the game to have missions. So, just due to the size of the world, I doubt more missions will take place returning to earlier areas. They'll just take place in all these other areas. And as they're labeled also by difficulty, like the top areas being easy, middle being medium, and bottom being hard, like, we'll see, we can kind of see the general direction of where missions will appear. Like, they'll soon start appearing in the medium, and then later on the hard. And when the majority of them are taking place in the hard, that's where I'm going to assume, and safely assume, that the game is going to reach its ending point, or at least the main story missions are. So you can kind of read where I am in terms of main mission progress, or main storyline progress. It's solely on where missions are in the world. Plus, there's also, of course, the handy progress tracker too, which tells you exactly how much. 33%, I think. Yeah, so I'm probably almost through with the easy portion of the world, and then moving on to the where what all this stuff is. I'll probably have to head over there after this mission. I'm not sure.
Get the maestros into the wind! Toss! Gallants! Royals! Studs! Sheets!
Starboard! Looks like booty!
Anything worth taking down here? No. Right, the thing about being in the easy portion of the map is a lot of these ships are just not worth taking out. Nice wildlife. More flamingos. Okay, next up. This will probably be the last few stops. I'll go here. Probably another tiny island. Here's. Okay, this looks like a settlement actually. Yeah, it has assassin contracts. A more substantial island than these little tiny ones here.
Every last scrap of duck on the wind. Loose topsails, gallants and royals.
Say I have mixed feelings. I still have mixed feelings about the wind direction and how it almost seems like it's not even not really impacting the sailing speed here. Going into the wind, you're only slightly, ever so slightly slower than when you're actually when the wind is actually at your back. I feel like if they're gonna do that, then why even have the wind as a factor to begin with? It's kind of half-hearted feature then, like it's there because it is a part of sailing, but at the same time they don't want it to impact the fun of sailing to the point where just traveling around the world becomes such a chore. I mean, as it is, it does take a long time to actually get from place to place just from straight sailing without using the quick travel, the fast travel. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess what I don't like about it is that it is a half measure. It doesn't commit either way. Like, I feel like it should either, as far as the wind, it either should be a real factor as part of your sailing, part of your sailing, and you should not be able to really go directly against the wind without it seriously impacting your speed. And then you need to like learn all the tricks that actual sailors using sailboats would use when going against the wind. Or you know, on the flip side, it should just remove the wind entirely and just let you go on the ocean at you know, a fixed speed. And just assume that the wind is always at your back, no matter what. But you know, I think that goes towards what I was talking about in the last part about realism. Is that is one example in which realism kind of holds back your experience. If they're going strictly realistic, like a very highly simulated experience of sailing, then yeah, it would be a huge burden, a big factor you have to take note of. It's just part of getting from place to place. And if you combine that with just at the actual scale of the Caribbean being much huger than this version of it, imagine how tedious sailing into the wind for hours just to get to the next island. Like it's not meant to be that much of a simulation. So I guess it's all about where do you draw the line between simulation and fun, I suppose. I don't know what the real opposite of simulation is. I'm sure there is a more appropriate opposite to talk about here, but simulation, realism versus fun. Sometimes those things are at opposite ends of the spectrum. Though sometimes they overlap. It's not necessarily mutually exclusive. It definitely depends on the situation. In this case, it's the wind would just make it less fun, and so it is only a partial obstacle. I think that, you know, it's all right. It's not terrible that they do this. Like, I can understand why they do it. All right, so we have pick a fight to unlock the tavern here, just like the other ones. One thing I haven't been doing is playing those mini games, like the games of checkers and other games that they have in here. That was a feature that was introduced in Assassin's Creed 3. All these mini games to play, and they're actual real-life games, like checkers, for instance. So there's a cadaver here. That's information we would have gotten just by visiting the island, so not really any point in doing this. Yeah, I guess the whole tavern stuff, getting information from the barkeep, is for people who aren't completionists. I guess they explore. It's for people who explore opportunistically. So when something is lucrative enough, when a location is lucrative enough, they'll go there and explore. I guess that the whole barkeep information thing, that's what that's all about. But for completionists, it seems like not really worthwhile. One of these streams, perhaps in my next exploration phase, I'll try to find more of these buried treasure chests. Right, so there, you can see here there are a lot of these mini games. This one looks like, I forget what that game is called. What is it called? Nine Men's Morris. I got pretty good at this game in Assassin's Creed 3. But as far as playing it here, I feel like that would just slow down the experience way too much. Slow down the stream, and I really want to get to next main mission here. What else? What else is here? Viewpoint. think I've actually been here before. I just never... Yeah, I've been here before. This was a pit stop on the way to Nassau before. From Havana to Nassau. So I actually did the sync point, but I didn't do any of the other missions. So I think I'll do that now. Complete the island. Go up, up, up. Alright, not that way. Not that way.
Hold there! I'll split your wrist.
Beat these dudes up for their treasure. And is alright. After this, it's just the assassin contract. Don't actually have a lot of money, so skip the shop here.
God, I've got it.
Let me get one more iguana. I think those are related to some upgrades.
I don't want any part of this. Damn it! Damnation! Run! Shit, run!
It's funny seeing seeing the AI react in such a way to you hunting iguanas on this island. Yeah, I guess the systems are working in a way not necessarily intended. Like they're reacting to you the same way they react to you slaughtering people. If you were just to run rampant on the civilian population, like they do this. Or not even civilians. Like even if you attack guards, they'll act like this. Now it's like the same AI routines are interacting with your hunting, and so it's a little funny to see that interact with each other in an unexpected way. Probably something that Ubisoft, when they were developing that, probably knew that there would be a little weirdness there, but I would think that the interaction between AI people and your hunting opportunities are so seldom, even in this game, that probably like, we don't need to make a special AI routine for them reacting to you hunting. So we'll just have them react to the same way you killing a human being. Because when the hunting was introduced in Assassin's Creed 3, it was totally separate, totally like mostly out of the way from people AI. They were outside of the city areas. It was in the frontier. So that might explain why, when in this overworld, like, the interactions are a little strange. So, enough about that. Let's get on with this assassin contract. A Spanish expedition is looking for a lost artifact on this island. The leader of the group is a Templar financier. kill him before he finds this artifact. Please tell me it's on the island. Oh, it's on a different island. Okay. So, as far as this island, how many... There are actually 2 assassin contracts. So after I do this, I would have to come back in order to 100% complete this island. So that's a little tedious. Okay. Watch, the next assassin contract will have it be on this, on the same island. It won't take you away. Alright, I guess I'm doing this. Quick detour and then... Then I'll head to the next main mission, no matter what. That'll definitely be the next thing I do. And I can... There's one more contract to do on that island, but that'll have to wait. I'm too anxious for progressing the next, or seeing the next mission that I don't want to wait anymore. So going back to Abaco Island, familiar place. Completed that whole thing before, but not. Apparently there's still more stuff to do on the island, technically speaking. Although the mission is related to a different island. It's the way these overworlds work. Okay, so is he on a ship or is he on the island? No, yeah, he's definitely on the island. Assuming that is his ship though, so it'll be a deal where I can... I'll have to hunt him down before he reaches his ship, possibly? Okay, so telling me I have a treasure map seemingly that seems to link to the location. Have to get to a hiding spot really quickly. Wow, there are a lot of guards here. Okay. Yeah, that group of guards over there is going to give me trouble. Probably approach from a different direction, I think. Okay. Probably wait in here. I'll come back this way.
Sin tesoro no hay descanso.
See if I can be a total ghost here. Yeah, I guess made it out of there, no conflict whatsoever, not even a chase. They only spotted me a few seconds, but I'm gone already, I'm gone. Okay, so I think it's mission time now. Get to the actual main mission, no more dilly-dallying, we'll go to Nassau next.
Man your stairs, we trim too. Close down your shoots. Starboard cabin, floating, taking start. Every last scrap of jack on the wing. All the sail we have.
Can I dock here? I forget where exactly I can dock. I think it was around here. Yeah, okay. So we're in Nassau now. One of the earlier areas in the game, but now mission is bringing us back to it. Meeting up with what was his name? Captain James Kidd, right? James Kidd. We now know is an assassin.
So this is the new Libertad.
Alright, here we are. Main mission already.
Stinks the same as every other squat I've robbed this past year.
Oi, oi. Why the long face? You fallen in love?
With your blouse. You're welcome to Nassau, gents. Everyone is that does their fair share.
Fair share. What is this, a fucking monastery?
We was led to believe that Nassau was a place where men did as they pleased.
Safe keeping others from doing the same. Aye.
Captain Thatch, as I live and breathe. What is this magnificent muzzle you've cultivated?
Why fly a black flag when a black beard will do? What brings you two gents this far north?
The word is, Cuban governor himself is fixing to receive a mass of gold from a nearby fort. Until then, it's just sitting there, itching to be took.
Governor Torres himself, eh? Sounds promising.
Welcome to Nassau, Captain Vane. Mr. Rackham.
Now, where can a man find a bit rough? Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so doesn't look exactly like a mission, just a story cutscene. Wow, there's actually, yeah, I did leave a lot to do here, so I guess this will be like Havana in terms of exploration. Just a little smaller though. But like I said, where is the next main mission? Oh, well, okay. So I guess that was literally it. Just the cutscene. That is a bit disappointing because I was looking forward to an actual main mission. So guess that is something we could talk about, because relates back to what I was discussing earlier about, you know, providing enough motivation to keep us going as the players, and I feel like the game isn't really doing that as strongly as I'd hope. Compare that to the last game, Assassin's Creed 3. It is almost a polar opposite. From, you know, by comparison, it is perhaps a little too free. Just, you know, giving us really small story moments to keep us moving here. It's not less strong. Okay, so where is this treasure chest? It's below. Okay, figure that out later. Compare that to Assassin's Creed 3, which had a really strong leash on you, or at least a comparatively much stronger leash than this game is offering. Your motivation as a character was much stronger, and very early on, your overarching goal was really strong too. Here, it seems like just loosely tugging you along, and I feel possibly a little too loose, just because consider how long it's been since the last main proper story moment, and I could argue that there's a balance, like everything else, there's a balance that needs to maintain between pulling you along and giving you freedom. I feel like this is on definitely the looser end of the spectrum as far as motivation from the story. And Assassin's Creed 3 was on the opposite end of the spectrum, where it gave you really strong motivation, perhaps a little too constricting on the story motivation front. I guess I'll continue discussing that later. Let's get into this side mission at least.
What tide brings you? You dress the part of an assassin, yet I don't know your face.
Name's Kenway. I'm here to warn you of a threat to your bureau.
Yes, I have noticed some suspicious men lurking about. I believe they work for a noted Templar called Upton. Could you eliminate them for me?
Oh, I may be persuaded. For a price. You wouldn't happen to know anything about a Templar key, would you?
I'm sure you may find it among Upton's men. If I'll tell you where they are.
You've got yourself a deal.
So far, these Templar hunt mission chains have been pretty fun. So I'm glad we at least have an opportunity to do that. It's better than nothing. Perhaps even better than most main missions here. Okay, look at a mobile hiding spot.
Smuggle them away from his own smuggling operation.
I know, it sounds ridiculous, but a job's a job.
I suppose you're right. Smuggling from a smuggler.
It's pretty obvious that the best way to do this is to use the courtesans here, just because they're a really obvious mobile hiding spot. Otherwise, we'd have to jump from blend spot to blend spot.
It does have a kind of a funny ring to it.
Maybe we shouldn't be saying it quite so loud.
On account of it being smuggling.
Right.
Right.
Plus, I think one of the first of these missions in the entire game had you doing this exact same thing. You hire a group of courtesans, then you blend among them.
So we move the woods, then we go to the inn.
Oh, we should be so lucky.
So, no reason to forget that now.
Oh, look, there they are.
Hello.
Can't pass these assets by now, can you?
Ha. Is that the only target, or there are more?
Stop! I am Upton Travers, Bureau Leader.
What? Is Vance your...
My blood brother. We work together. And those were not Templars that you killed. They were my workers.
Don't blame me. Your brother ordered it.
Does he mean to usurp me?
I don't know, mate. I'm only after a Templar key.
A what? Please. I need for you to tell me everything.
And why should I trust you?
Meet me at the Bureau, and I will show you.
Oh, bother.
Well, alright then. There's a little twist on that I did not expect. As far as the actual dialogue there, I didn't actually kill anybody, so there's that whole ludonarrative dissonance thing popping up again. But I guess it's not that big of a deal. I was able to use distraction to my advantage to not have to kill anybody. So, let's follow this mission chain if I can, as long as it's on this island, I suppose. Follow this before I do any more exploration, just because I want to get to some actual story, some storytelling, give the game a chance to spin us a yarn. Haven't allowed it to do that for quite a while. So, where is this treasure chest? Oh, it's in there. Yeah, it is in there. The way that that dialogue was written was assuming that you know, as a player, or us as players in general, anyone playing the game wouldn't be good enough to tackle that mission without shedding a little bit of blood, and maybe you should have given us a little bit more credit. Oh no. Oh no. Look at this courier. Why is he running so fast? Holy crap. Or why am I running so slow?
Don't hurt me, Master Kenway! Please, no!
Alright, enough fun. Enough random fun, rather. Let's get to the more story fun, which I've been looking forward to.
Idiot of a brother has misled you.
Start from the start, mate.
Recently, our trade introduced us to a formidable woman, Jing Lang, a pirate from the farthest seas of the Orient.
Intriguing.
She and Vance quickly became inseparable.
Any reason he should have thought your men were spies?
Well, there is the treasure.
Oh?
A pirate sold us a map. We each kept half. Come, I will meet him now. If you follow with discretion, you may hear it for yourself. Follow me at a distance. If anyone sees you, tell them you are my bodyguard. There are thieves about who would stop at nothing to secure either half of the map.
Okay then, don't have a lot of choice, just have to hide.
Good day, my brother.
Good day, brother. If I may still call you that.
Why? What else would you call me?
Stranger, perhaps? I barely know you anymore. And if the whispers around town are to be believed, you would have me gone and done away.
Upton, come. You know better than to gossip. They're always too small. Broken tongues turn everything to sentimental comedy.
It's domestic tragedy I'm trying to avoid.
Well said, brother. No stronger bonds than family, except business. Goodness knows we have more than enough of that between us as well.
It's true, brother. That is very true. And what a business it is. I'm sure neither of us would ever do anything to upset the balance.
Quite. Why? Now tell me. Brought it.
It? My half of the map?
The map. Of course the map.
The map to the treasure, to our house.
I have mine. Where's yours?
Vance, you know I feel we must protect that treasure with utmost caution.
The contrary.
Actually, I wonder if I
Is our
don't
protection.
need to
Its treasure.
knock him out.
All the more reason to keep it there.
Probably get away with just using the sleep dart.
Imagination. Can you not imagine the luxurious life that awaits us once we unearth its bounty?
I really don't think.
Travers estate and plantations. No more smoking. No more organising men. No shipments. No peace. Why not begin now?
Vance, are you sure your future will unfold this way?
What do you mean?
We use the mobile hiding spot again.
Awesome. Do you really imagine
Pretty effective for getting these dudes.
Question or not?
Of course not. But you must appreciate that she is a woman of action. She needs the sea, challenge. How will she adapt to a quiet, domestic life?
Jing is none of your concern.
Vance, do you intend to marry her?
Of course.
It pains me to tell you, but I do not believe she will consent to it.
No. And what gives you such insight into her heart?
In addition to her nature, I simply do not believe she is exactly what she says she is.
You're jealous.
Jealous? No.
Yes!
I only worry for your safety.
You always had to be the favoured child, the golden boy. Can't stand it that you would give her art to me, but she can't even give you a second glance. So you hate her.
I have no hate. Only concern.
I'll tell you this. I will marry her. I'll kill you if I must. I will have your half of the map. Then the world will see that your brother has more honor. I'll bid you good day.
Alright, so I can commend it possibly for trying to tell us a little bit of story, give us a little bit of dialogue to follow, while we're doing these activities at the same time. The thing is, it's really difficult to follow along with both things at the same time. It's difficult to do that multitasking.
I would help you lose the hounds, Captain.
And in recent times, I have started to appreciate that multitasking the game is trying to do a lot less than I have in
Taking care of it.
earlier, or when I first saw that stuff.
Your loyalty makes you soft. I think you're not man enough to see it through.
My flower, it is all but done. I'll hire the man. In moments, Upton's life will be over. The map will be ours.
You hired a man. In your scriptures, did Cain hire a man? No, Cain was a man. Come to the field, he said to Abel, and he did it himself. He did not require a third man to carry the axe.
We do not have so many witnesses as we do in our soul. Trust me, he's doing it now.
Right this moment,
Nothing can save it now.
Okay, locate the assailant. Is there anything on my map here? Oh, it's over in this direction. Yeah, these, I think the courtesan hiring makes these types of missions perhaps a little too easy. Point where they're almost kind of silly. Oh, the fact that I'm invisible. Oh, kill. Okay.
Edward? I believe I just saved your life, mate.
Vance. He said he would kill me. I thought it was bluster. He is my brother. Despite what you told me, I thought it meant something.
You're safe for now. But perhaps a trip away from Nassau would do you some good.
Okay. Yeah, this one seems to be focused way more on tailing missions. Not exactly the most exciting stuff. Plus, the courtesan hireable factions kind of make it a cakewalk. The fact that you're just invisible, as long as you hire one of those, makes it not the challenge that I think it is supposed to be. It defeats the whole purpose. Like you're meant to feel like you are jumping from stealth point hiding spot to hiding spot, or you're using the rooftops to your advantage. But if you can just hire a courtesan group and then hide amongst them and be invisible, even if you're like 5 feet away from them, it's a little ridiculous. Like, probably would have been better off not to have those courtesans in the game. Force you, it would then shift the balance, force you to approach the problem a different way. So, you know, it's a little strange. We're seeing a lot of strange things here, but because the mission chains are so close together, it's difficult to comment on them in depth. Let's keep moving on.
Good God, man, what's happened to you?
I cannot go on anymore. My brother, a traitor, that woman, Templar. I have no family, no wife of my own. What is the point of living? Let them kill me.
You don't know what you're saying, mate. Let's get you someplace safe.
What's the point?
The point is, I want my key. So I need you alive. I need your information, so I need you sober.
You are my best friend. Come here. Kill you! What are you looking at? You there with sharp face. What was that you said about my mom?
I said she's a lovely woman, inside and out.
Oh, how would you?
Everyone. That's right, I said it.
I somehow don't think that guy survived. Just twisted his neck off. It's meant to be, I think it's meant to be a non-lethal fight, but we're getting it's a little too aggressive here. Another neck snap, okay. I mean, it's not funny, but the situation the disconnect between
Not over there.
like the fighting system here and what the story wants presents a laughable situation. Like, it's just over the top ridiculous. Like, I don't think we're meant to be smoking those guys like that.
And the holy.
It's meant to be beating them up. It's a fist
The
fight.
Father, the Son, and the Holy. What's the third one again?
Let's just keep it moving, yeah?
The Father, the Son, and the Let's keep it moving. No, that's not it.
What does it matter?
It doesn't. It doesn't matter. Nothing in this sour life does. Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Leave me here. Let's start to drink with Gavin.
There's trouble over there.
Mate, I think I drank too much.
Oh no, more fighters, I guess.
Upton, mate. No. Guards. There are guards nearby.
Piss off!
They won't stand for this.
I said piss off! I need this. That's much better.
Seems like we're taking...
I don't want to be like a child, Edward.
It's all right, mate.
Help me not be like a child.
You just need the drink to wear off. Are you safe here?
Safety is an illusion. But yes, I have friends here I can hide.
Good.
What you must think of me? Have I said anything embarrassing?
No, mate. You sound quite the scholar.
Betrayal makes one philosophical, don't it? Imagine a Templar, my brother, to marry a Templar.
I doubt it'll come to that.
I'm so afraid for him. Oh, please help keep him safe.
Sober up, mate. We'll finish this in the morning.
You're a forever friend, Kenway.
Alright then, so far, not liking this particular Templar hunt mission. A little too over-reliant on specific types of quests, specific types of, using tailing missions, listening missions, which are basically tailing missions within an even greater restriction. You have to stay within a circle, and also like these walk and talks. Yeah, the problem with all that stuff is, especially from a storytelling perspective, well, first of all, the tailing missions in general, frowned upon by even the fan base, even the people who like playing Assassin's Creed games. They would say that the tailing missions are the weakest, just because one, they've been done to death since I think the first Assassin's Creed game had them, and they are just boring ways of providing a challenge in general. It doesn't. You can't really change up what you need to do with that. And ultimately, if you can just hire one of these courtesan groups, then it makes it even more ridiculously easy. I think this will be the last one. And in terms of the walk and talk, and following and then providing dialogue at the same time, you have to try and balance gameplay while also trying to listen to the story. It's very difficult to follow all that stuff if you follow the story too closely. If you try to listen to the dialogue and try to understand why you're doing what you're doing, then you could miss out on the gameplay. You could fail that. So it tries to be a win-win, balancing both, but really ends up being one of them ends up losing out, or you end up being a lose-lose on both sides, the story and the gameplay. So yeah, it's not a true balance there. In effect, it's not a balance between story and
You're
gameplay.
looking better than last we
It
met.
tries to be, though.
As I sobered up, I began to see it more clearly. Jing has led my brother astray and must be killed. Vance has also betrayed me. As an assassin, his treachery must be punished by death.
So either way, one of them has the Templar key. You're obviously distraught. Let me take care of it.
I will tell you where to find them.
I think as far as trying to tell story through dialogue that's happening at the same time as you doing complex tasks, like trying to defend someone from thieves or whatnot, like I've been doing in these missions, or tailing someone. I think maybe the problem is that they get a little too complex with the details that they're dishing out. To the point where, like, the whole story arc relies so heavily on you paying attention to to the details of the dialogue at the same time. That's happening at the same time as this. And what it really should be doing is maybe giving you much more simpler data points, plot points from those moments. Like, you could still do that, but be a lot simpler than it is, and give you the more detailed story points or story details in other forms. So in the dialogue, it just gives you like these broad, general ideas that you don't necessarily have to catch. Maybe you just need to catch the tone of it. I think they just go a little too detailed. That it's super easy to miss out on pertinent story details. Or as far as this mission chain, like, the details of this mission, like, I can only just barely gather it, just because I'm trying to deal with everything at the same time. Crocodiles. Trying to locate Vance here. Hoping he'll be off in this direction. Aha. Okay, maybe I should be going the other direction. Looks like there's a way to reach that area from over here. Could go through the water, but, you know, infested with crocodiles. Probably not a good idea. Keep using the trees. If I want, I can just blow them up. But I think a more close and personal thing, close and personal approach is the way to go here.
Traitor! It takes one to know one.
Jin Lang, as I live and breathe.
I told him not to hire you. You traitor! I will not meet the same fate. imagine the Queen of Pirates, Jinlang, defeated for a fake map? I have been arrogant.
Really?
Yes, I stole the real one, both halves. My husband has it.
Your husband?
Better man than these fools.
Escape the area now. Okay, so you can use the treetops once again. I think that's an example of the story is probably more interesting than the actual gameplay associated with it, but the problem there was because the way it was trying to tell it to you at the same time was not as effective as it could have been because of what I was describing before. I was too busy focusing on the gameplay to really pay attention to the story, which was the more interesting part of this. So in theory, I think it was trying to go for a gameplay storytelling balance here, but what really happened was they were happening in parallel, like dialogue at the same time as you trying to carry out gameplay. They weren't really working off each other to the point where you could effectively digest gameplay and the story at the same time. So I ended up focusing a lot on the story, or not the story, focusing on my task at hand, any of those missions, and finding it very difficult to pay attention to the pertinent details of the story. Got the overall gist of it, I suppose. People watching, have a step back from it and can pay attention to the story much more clearly. But me, being in it, I'm trying to pay attention to multiple things at the same time, focusing on, not failing my mission here. Yeah, so I only just barely caught the gist of the story, and it seems like it would have been interesting to follow if I was allowed to, or if I was better at multitasking. So on that front, it's a little bit of a shame that I think in my opinion at least, the storytelling in combination with the gameplay there was kind of a failure in terms of the way it tried to blend them, because it wasn't really a blend. They were happening simultaneously, but not really supporting each other. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. I think it's pretty clear. Well, it's probably not that clear from watching it, but when you're in it, like as I said, I am too busy focused on trying to do the task at hand, like I'm trying to kill those thieves that were going after the guy I was trying to protect, and trying to maintain my hiding spots instead of really listening to the dialogue there. When I was doing the trailing mission, the eavesdropping mission there, like, you can't really effectively listen to the story details. I guess that's my point. It's not as effective a storytelling technique as I initially saw those, like in earlier Assassin's Creed games when they were first introduced. They're not terrible by any means. I mean, they're fine, but they're not so great either. With that mission, I think it's a good time to end the stream here. Start off in Nassau, probably completing the exploration of this island, and then moving on with all my other quests here. So, thank you very much for watching. If you want to watch all the archives of this playthrough, you can go over to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/YamsterSam. You can also follow me on Twitter at YamsterSam. So until the next part, yeah, I'll see you next time. Later.